Planning a trip to Scotland is always a gamble. However, I'll be honest, when we decided to book a motorcycle trip around the Isle of Skye in July, we did not expect weather like this. It was windy, wet and freezing. As any parent who's travelled with kids knows, you can get away with an hour of rain, maybe a day if you're lucky and there's good internet signal. But after 3 days of almost solid rain and no bike riding, we needed a new plan. On a whim, I decided to check the weather in Orkney, the islands just off the north coast of Scotland. Turns out it was beautiful up there, so we booked a ferry to take us there the following day. Which was all good and well until we decided that we couldn't get that close to the famous John O'Groats and not visit it with our motorbikes. But in order to see it, we had to reach it by sunset today. We had less than 7 hours to drive up to the very northern tip of Scotland, find a campsite in July, get our bikes off the trailer and pray the weather held so we could go and take some photographs at the post. The problem was there were just so many incredible places to see along the route, but the more we stopped, the less time we had before sunset. The race was on.
Bye.
We're at Eilean, Donan, which I think is Isle Donan, but I'm very bad at doing it. Jade reckons she can escape the video. She's not done very well with this, is she?
No, I failed.
Yeah. It's friggin' freezing, but we are back on the mainland in Scotland. I have my big winter coat on and a hat and a scarf because it's about 10 degrees. It's in July, but look at this stunning castle. We didn't have time to go into the castle, but there's an amazing bakery just across the bridge where we parked if you want to stop for refreshments. Do you know what I reckon it is? I reckon it was somebody very bored. They're like, let's build something silly, and then people will come and stare at it and they'll be like, what is that? Why don't you add a stone to it?
You want me to add a stone that's small on that?
Yeah. Or just another one on the side. Don't knock it all over. It could have been there for thousands of years and you're going to destroy it. Yeah. Nailed it.
Mum's being a little photographer, filming the castle. Just behold the beauty of my little.
I'm so glad you weren't filming that.
What did you do?
I lost my balance and was like, woo!
Oh, that would have been funny. But behold the beauty of this. That's my little stone, and I'm very proud. I don't know why it's there, but you know.
This is Loch Ness. And if you look very closely, you might see a monster. Ah. Isn't it beautiful? It's peaceful. It's finally stopped raining in Scotland. There are no midges. I'm having a cup of tea. It's gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. We pulled off the road to get some very quick photos of Dunrobin Castle, but by now we were really tight on time, so we only stopped for about 20 minutes. We're going to John O'Groats. And we're going on the bikes. It's kind of cloudy, but it's alright, it's not too warm. I've got my winter gear on, and I've got my pretty helmet and my devil horns. However, as it turns out, our GoPro, for some reason, the stabilisation doesn't seem to be working properly. And rather than make you all a bit seasick because it's a bit bumpy, we will cut to the moment of grand arrival at John O'Groats. welcome to John O'Groats. We didn't want to ruin lots of other people's photos, so we took some quick photos of the bikes under the post and then moved them back down into the car park. And we've just had amazing burger and chips from the little cafe that was open, which is quite impressive because it was 6 o'clock when we got here and we thought everything would be shut. But it's not, it's gorgeous. If I turn around, you can see there's a massive tourist information centre, and there is a couple of cafes and some gift shops, and it's quite touristy, but it's quite nice. And then if you go around all the way around, you come back and there's some very odd coloured buildings there. I've got no idea what they do. And there is the sea again. So that right behind me is the Orkney Islands, and there's a little harbour here with a little foot passenger ferries just come in. Good. Got New York and Land's End and Orkney and the Shetland Islands. And it's got Edinburgh. Huh. Not only did we both get to fulfil a lifelong dream of riding our motorbikes to John O'Groats, but the sunset on the beach that evening by the campsite was like nothing I've ever seen before. Utterly spectacular. And the moral of the story is, if it's raining in one part of Scotland, go to another part because it's very likely to be sunny there. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next video.